YouTubers. What have I got? I've got the really putty socks on. Old socks on. Who gives a shit? Right, anyway, here's this copper coil. It's a full loop. It's nice and shiny. And it comes out of a TV. There was a nice little flat screen cathode ray tube. I just finished unwinding all this tape, insulation, electronic insulation tape, masking tape, whatever it's called, the one that protects you from getting zapped if you touch the wires. And it was all the way around. I just finished unwinding it, and the thing is, here's these two wires coming out for some reason, and I don't think they're really truly attached to it. So why do I want this? Okay, so there are these Keshi maggrav units, and you must have copper coil, and you must wind it counterclockwise. And what that is, it's the same as our galaxy. So the planet spins clockwise, but the energy that comes down toward the sun is a great big vortex going around and down. Okay, so that's what you've got to do. You've got to wind really fast along a pole. So find some kind of a small pole and wind them really. So what I do is I get these, I twist them counterclockwise, and then I twist the wire counterclockwise around a pole. And then you have to wind counterclockwise around that, and then thread it through itself, and then wind it counterclockwise back around, and then you get two exits, and then you can nano coat it in caustic soda, boiling water, and some salt. Then you steam it. So you put it into a plastic container, put them in the caustic soda in the bottom, and you fill it over to cover. But the second time when you steam it, put a grate below in the container, and then you just put it on the grate. You fill up to below so that it's not contacting it, and then it steams it with a second coating. And then you use rubber gloves so that the electricity that it produces does not clash. And you need zinc coating, so copper and zinc, they produce energy. I have also made me zinc, I bought me some zinc washers, and I put them on the positive electrode in salt water in a jar, positive and negative in there, but I kept them apart. And then I made the metal turn into a dust powder, and it's a zinc. So there you go. And what you do is once you've wound your perfect nano-coated, your perfect coil, you can use a flame, a butane flame, and you can turn it blue. And then that's one way. So you can use flame, or you can use the caustic soda hot bath and steam way. But you need to do about 40 hot baths and 40 hot steams. And it's taking a long time to do all that, right? So where do you get your caustic soda from? You get a jar, and you fill it with water, and then you add in salt until you can't dilute it anymore. And that's perfect. Then you go get a phone charger cord, you cut off the ends, and you shred the wire so it's sticking out. But you rub it a bit with a metal thing so that it shines. And then you get a pencil lead and wrap it around, a long pencil lead, and you stick that pencil lead in on the positive electrode, and you do the same on this negative electrode. You keep only the pencil lead in the water, and you have a power supply of your power charger with a transformer on it, and you plug it into the power source, and then you just leave it going for a couple of days until it's evaporated down to nothing. By then, you'll have a pure sodium hydroxide. As simple as having water, salt, and a power supply. And make sure it's a DC power supply. Sure, it really doesn't matter, but once it's alternating, which is kind of stupid, because you're mucking yourself around. If you want direct power, you need DC. Because that's what the D stands for, direct. Okay, so I thought I'd show you. That's what it is. Now, I want to have a safe, unearthed, non-flaming, so I need to find a surface that does not catch on fire. So in this heater I have, there was this grate. And here it is, here's the grate. And it was in there up against the heater and underneath that frontal wire. So little kids can't poke their fingers through and cook their finger off. That's why that was a safety thing, to stop little babies. Well, I don't have any babies around here and I want to keep warm, so I took it off. There's a bit of a smoke on my camera. That's no good. I'll try to sort that off. Anyway, I'll get you another camera. I made them all foggy. It's like a dream. If you see a cloud around here, it's just a dream. Just a dream. Check out what trippy it looks like. You're in the bumblebee's nightmare. Okay, so I've obviously got too much time on my hands. Check out this, just for those who don't know about old inventions. This is a screwdriver. No, I should not damage the carpet, so I won't. And anyway, it screws. You can lock it into one direction or the other. So whatever direction, if you can manage to free it up loose, might need a bit of grease put inside it. I don't know how dismantle it. But it screws in one direction. As you push down, it spins. So you see it spinning? And then you switch it to the other direction, and it spins in the other direction. It's like a way of using a flathead screwdriver. I bought this for $3, but it was out of a second-hand shop. It's quite old school. I had some other years ago. And you put it in the middle, you put the slot thing in the middle. It doesn't turn at all. But my thumbnail is not being cooperative today. You pull it all the way out. And it's got this cool thing where you can pull it back and then the bit falls out and you can stick another bit in. But this seems to be, there must have been a set, but because it's so old, there's no, it clicked into place. Yeah, so it's in the middle. So now, it's stuck at one place. I wish I could click it, push it right down, and then click it into the middle to lock it back into the center. So I've got to work on doing that. And then it can be a screwdriver, and you can just screw, because the center one stops it moving around. I was looking at pulling apart an old radio, and I did, and I found this capacitor. It says 220 microfarads and 400 volts, and I thought, shit, this thing expects 400 volts to go through it, and it's only giving out those 200 microfarads. Well, that's not very much. I'm not sure if a microfarad is a type of voltage. I think it's a very small one. It's all about resistance. It tells how much resistance it has, I think. I found these peaches here that came from a shop. So I'll show you in the sun. Here it is. It's a weird, I don't know what you want to call it, a dinosaur shaped like a mushroomy, but it's a peach seed. And it's a bit mutant, like flattened peaches. They're so gorgeous, beautiful. So what you do is you dry them out, and then come next spring, you stick them in the ground and they'll start sprouting because they're so thirsty. Alright.